Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are learning Order of Allah from Surah Rahman, ayat number 6. Allah said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wan najmu wash shajaru yasjudan. And the stars and the trees both prostrate, both are in sajda before Allah. So we can look at all creation of Allah. So Allah made living things and non-living things. Now look at the living things according to biology. Biology, that is made from two Greek words, bios, life or living things, and logos mean to study. So bios and logos, when you join together, that will become biology. So biology is the scientific study of living things. So in biology we learn that the living things have been divided into two parts. One are animals and others are plants. So if you look, the animals they have been born in ruku. So you can see the animals, all the animals, they have been born in the state of ruku, in bending form. But all the plants, they have been created in sajda. So all the plants are in sajda and all the animals are in ruku. So this way Allah said, وَالشَّجَرُ يَسْجُدَانِ, and the trees are in sajda to Allah. Trees are prostrate to Allah. So you have to look at the structure of a plant. So the plant has three main parts. The first part is the roots, the second is stem, third is leaves and the branches, and also flowers comes on that. So now we are concentrating on the part which is the head of the plant. You can see, like we human being, our head has hairs. So hairs are on our head. When we are going into sajda, our head is in touch with the soil. So our head is completely in contact with the soil when we are in the state of sajda. So it means our hairs are on our head, they are also there. So our head is in sajda. We are just to look what is the head of the plants. When we search out, we found that the roots of the plant, they are the head of the plants. Because root, first the root, then like primary root, then a secondary root, then a tertiary root. Then you can see at the end there are root hairs. So hairs are on the root at the last point. So they have hairs. Like our head has hairs, so their head has hairs. So the head of the plant is root. They have root hairs also. And these root hairs, when the plant, when the plant seed is grown, we will put the seed in the soil. So first of all, from there, the trees come, the roots come out. Roots are produced from the seed. Why? Because root are the head of the plant. So head is first, and the root, they have hairs on it. And these hair, what they do, they suck water and nutrients from the soil. And then that comes to the seed. Seed start growing up, then the stem comes out. And from the stem you can see the leaf comes out. From there the stem grows and it becomes bigger and bigger, and then the plant becomes the bigger tree. Actually, the root of the plant is the head of the plant, and that is in the soil every time from the birth, from the birth to the grown situation. Even when the tree is full grown, up to that time the roots are always in the soil. So like root is the head is in contact with the soil in sajda. Like our head when go in contact with the soil, so we are in the state of sajda. So same like that. So the roots of the plant, they have root hairs also. So root hair, it means root is the head of the plant, that is always in the soil, always in sajda. So this way the Allah said, وَالشَّجَرُ يَسْجُدَانِ, and the trees are always in sajda. And you can see when the plant is always in sajda, so the roots, hairs of the plants, they get from the soil water and nutrients. MashaAllah. This way, if we are going to sajda before Allah, we can get so many things also. This is indication that if the plant root that is in the state of sajda and the hairs on the root, they are getting their water and nutrients from the soil. So when we will go into the sajda, we will get so many things from Allah also. The rizq of our soul is coming from sajda. Keep in mind. And the rizq of our body, that comes through our earning. When we earn money, then we buy things, then we eat food. That is the rizq for our body. And when we are going into sajda, we are getting the rizq, that is rizq for our soul, for our ruh. This way many people who are not going into sajda towards Allah, they are dead people on the surface of the earth, because their soul or ruh is dead and their body is alive. So they are working for their body, and they are always in love with the desires of the body. So they like to give all type of comforts and luxuries to the body only, but they have no relationship with the soul. This way, the people who are going into sajda, they are the blessed people. They get the rizq of their soul and they are in contact with Allah. Keep in mind, like the plant, they plant roots, even root hairs, they get water and nutrients from the soil because they are always in sajda. They get always nutrients and water from the soil. Same like that, when we are going into sajda, we can get the rizq for our soul from Allah. This is the situation. وَالشَّجَرُ يَسْجُدَانِ, and the trees, they are in sajda. So you understand, the trees are in sajda. And one najm mean the stars. And you know the stars, the scientists, they found that stars are at stationary position. They are not moving, but the planets are moving around the stars. And when the planets are moving around the stars, what the star is doing? Star is in the state of sajda to Allah every time. So this way Allah said, stars are in sajda. One najamu was shajaru yasjudan. Najam, stars, they are yasjudan, always in sajda. So this way all stars are in sajda. But some scientists, they found that some stars are moving uniformly, with uniform speed or with uniform velocity. Uniform speed or uniform velocity is the same thing like at the state of rest, is same like that. So that is also in sajda position. So even like something is moving in a state like uniformly and doing sajda every place like this way. So all the stars are in this state. They are always in sajda because they are uniformly moving with uniform speed, uniform velocity. So this way they are always in sajda, even moving in the state of dynamic condition like uniform way. They are always in sajda position from everywhere. Like this is the condition that is described in this ayat. One najamu wa shajaru yasjudan. Now you can see that Allah created animals. The animals, they are all in raku, in bending form. They are bowing down. And the plants, they are always in sajda. They are prostrate towards Allah. But look at the human and the jinn, the demons. They have been created in the standing form. Now, because they have accountability, this way the bending towards Allah is under their authority, under their desire, under their want and wishes. If the person want, accept Islam, bend towards Allah and be a good person and be a good Muslim. But if a person is not to accept Islam, then bending before the worldly things like shaitan, so that is depending on the person's will. So this way the bending and prostrating, that has been blessed to the people themselves. If they want, they can bend before Allah. If they want, they can prostrate before Allah. Then they become obedient. But if they want, they can stand up. They can't bow down before Allah. This way, if they are not bowing down before Allah, they are standing up, they are same like the shaitan. Because when Allah said to all the angels, and Iblis was there, and he stood up when all the angels, they were in sajda. His name was Azazil, and Israel, Jibrail, Mikael, Israfil, he was called Azazil. But when the angels, they came out, they stood up after sajda, they have seen that this Azazil, who was then Iblis and then Shaitan, they have seen that this is standing, is not bowing down, not have gone to sajda. And they got fear of Allah. And then they bow down again in sajda. They went to sajda again, all the angels. And in Sajda, they requested Allah, we are thankful to you that you blessed us to bow down, to be obedient to you, just to go into Sajda. And we are very thankful that we have been blessed, we got your order, we became obedient. And this way you can see in every salah we have to do two sajda in every rakat. One is order of Allah and second is thanks of Allah, because we become thankful that you gave us the special blessings to bow down before you. This is the greatest blessings of Allah for us, and this way we go into other sajda to be thankful to Allah. So this is, mashallah, is blessed sunnah of the angels also. So this way the angels, they went down for the second sajda also. That second sajda of the angel was thankfulness of Allah. So alhamdulillah, sajda is very important. When we are going into sajda, we get the food and rizq, nutrients for our soul, for our ruh. So this way we became fully in contact with Allah. The people who are going into sajda, who pray 5 times a day, this way Allah made the salah compulsory for us, so that we should go into sajda. And sajda is the main thing, because when we are in contact with this soil, then upon us from upper side, the mercies of Allah falls upon us with rizq of the soul that comes to us. And then we became fully in contact with Allah, and Allah's blessings fall upon us, and our dua accepted, and whatever sometimes we are unexpected, something Allah's help, unseen help comes to us. That is blessings of Allah, because we got the special Allah's blessings in the form of sajda. We are praying mashallah 5 times a day. Even people who pray extra, they are more near to Allah. They get more food for the soul. Soul mean ruh, and in the Holy Quran and Surah Bani Israel, Allah said, Kuli ruh min amri rabbi. So that ruh is with amri rabbi. When person is getting rizq for the soul, then a soul becomes more powerful, and it connect with Allah, and then Allah's mercies fall upon the person, and many things, many problems which are hidden and we don't know, which are coming in future, and the soul becomes so much powerful, it can finish the problems, and it can it is so much powerful with the Allah's special power. All the worries, troubles, problems which are coming to our body, this soul removes them from us with the mercies of Allah, with the protection of the angels, and help is available every time for them, because angels are with the soul, and they are also work with that. If the soul wants to protect the person from different type of calamities, and the angels are with the soul to help the person in protection, and also Allah's mercies fall too much to the person. So this is the main thing, is we have to pray 5 times a day. We go into sajda. This is very important for us. So we try to make our mind today that we will never miss our salah. We will pray 5 times a day, and we will do some extra nawafil, extra salah, that is just for Allah, to make more connection with Allah. If you make more connection with Allah, you will become the friend of Allah. That is the best thing. Big friend mean wali Allah. Wali Allah is the best person whose heart is always in sajda with Allah. and that person's dua is accepted. And you try to be good person and be connect with Allah. And first of all, today you have to bow down before Allah in sajda and request Allah for forgiveness of your sins and evils and bad things, whatever you have done. Request Allah for forgiveness, and inshallah Allah will forgive you and you will get special mercies of Allah, and inshallah your soul will become alive and your connection with Allah will work, will continue, and mashallah you will be the blessed person. Allah give us blessings and mercies with his special favor to us in this world and the world hereafter. Ameen.